Hello, I'm Josiah David, aka I2I35, and welcome to the Correcting SolRosenberg84 series, where I plan on reviewing every single one of Mike's videos, all the way from the beginning till the end. And nothing says quite like responding to a rude gutter-talking brother who looks a lot like Harry Potter and Greg Arkin. And by the way, Mike, you cannot defend a dying, dangerous, depressing, fallacious, erroneous worldview, because it is not science and it will not end as science. And this first video is called Reply to the Day They Kicked God Out of the Schools, and here's what he has to say.
And I must say that if you ever nod your head during this film going, yep, I agree with this, you are completely deluded by your faith. And you're most likely a fundamentalist Christian, and I must ask you.
I'm deluded by my faith. Basically, I'm going to have to say this. Look who is talking. I have found that the Gospel of Christ is the only so-called religious book that has been confirmed in many areas of study, and not just science, but history, biology, astronomy, anthropology, and spiritualism, etc. You're the one who is deluded, because evolution is basically a blind faith, a pseudoscience, and has lied to you and been spoon-fed to you since you were little.
Fundamentalist Christian, and I must ask you to stop ruining secular society and destroying the world, which is what you're doing.
Ruining secular society and destroying the world. Basically, we're just concerned for how corrupt everything is going, and destroying the world. Dude, it looks like you've been watching too many liberal movies and liberal news. They slander us all the time. Christians have basically had a full essence and benefits in society for a long, long time. People have been saved, and a lot of technology has been developed. You don't even know that most branches of science were started by Bible-believing creationists. And basically, this so-called science you're trying to use is basically what you're trying to use, like, to say, like, God doesn't exist, I'm an evolutionist, everything is natural, material, and stuff like that. No, basically, you don't know how much, like, a Christian heritage of America has allowed it to prosper, and so on. And basically, when people forget God, chaos can run like rampant. Just look at Cuba, just look at China, just look at Vietnam. All these societies which basically go into chaotic attitude against its people, and basically they become religious humanists who come basically just killing off Christians. I tell you that much.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. If you actually think a benevolent God would allow people to suffer horrific deaths at the hands of madmen, in the hands of people with severe psychological disorders who belonged in mental institutions, then you are completely insane.
I'm completely insane. All right, I'm gonna have to say this one more time. Let's see this one more time.
Would allow people. This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, you say that because all these chaotic things that are happening in society, all this moral relativism, means nothing to you. It just means nothing to you. You think it's no big deal, and that everything is just like, you know, you've gone to kind of a perverted position of normal. And what you're saying, a God would allow all these bad things to happen. If you properly read the proper account of human history, you'll find that it's our fault why everything is going bad, and God is our healer. If we would tolerate Him more in society, society would heal a lot better. And you're trying to say, like, mental stupid people or stuff like that. Seriously, you've been watching too many liberal movies and listening too much, and being in a lot of liberal biased classrooms of public schools which slander Christians all the time and never tell you about any good thing they brought forth. I really have to say, you're not getting it right, dude.
Please, don't vote. So, Rosenberg signing out.
Alright, see you later. But we can't vote. That's just a huge example and proof that basically people like you are destroying the essence of free speech. And if you think of the so-called phrase separation of church and state, I'm sorry, bro, but that does not appear anywhere in the Constitution. That does not appear anywhere in the Constitution. The First Amendment says freedom of religion, but you're always trying to say that separation of church and state, freedom from Christianity. You're always trying to, you're always trying to like be intolerant of Christians and throw them out and kill them, stuff like that. And separation of church and state was mentioned in a bunch of letters that Thomas Jefferson wrote to a bunch of Baptist pastors. It is not part of the Constitution, and come on, America was founded to be a Christian nation, purposely for people to study the true Word of God in peace, and avoid immense persecution in Europe held by religious fanatical Catholic tyrants. So that's all I have to say. First part of SolRosenberg84's videos corrected, and peace out.